don't matter on this beautiful Monday. Hopefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Hopefully, all is well with y'all. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Um, God is good. That's all I got to say. God is good. I am not going to be long today, not by any means. I got things that I'm doing. With that said, I'm going to try my best to keep this as short as I can, even though. But one thing I wanted to say is, if you guys didn't get a chance to check out the Fragger show yesterday, it was off the roof. Once again, me and the brothers had a wonderful show. We got Justice runs on Diesel to come in. We got who we call Chopper to come in, and the show is doing. It's growing a little bit by little bit, but we're going to keep on rolling with the show. And hopefully, more and more people can join the show, have fun with it. The Fracture Show. What's up, Ant Like the Bug? How you doing? Good morning, brother. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Just so y'all understand that, we have fun. I mean, and the Fracture Show is what that's about. Even though individually we all have our own point of views of how we see things, but the Fracture Show is the one place where you can come and laugh about some of the crazy, off the wall trolling stuff that we do. And it was a wonderful show, and I enjoyed every second of it. Usually today, which is Monday, I usually do my likes and dislikes. And I might get into that for a little bit, but I just want to point out some stuff. The other thing is today, later on at 7 o'clock p.m. on Eastern Standard Time, y'all definitely want to check out Philly Talk, which is what we'll be doing later on today. Philly Talk is a show that we do right here on the OG Network that basically showcase great, wonderful people that's coming out of the city of Philadelphia, and they just get to tell their story of what they done, where they've been, how they got to where they're at, their life story. Because a lot of times Philadelphia gets a lot of bad rap, but we want to give people that you might never get a chance to hear their story right here on the OG Network a chance to tell their story, how they got to there. Now sometimes it does go sideways, and we make some laughs and some jokes because that's what we do. But for the most part, y'all gonna like this story here. I reached out to the person earlier. I don't want to tell y'all exactly who it is, but I reached out to the person earlier just to kind of make sure that they'll be in at 7 o'clock. And so far, the show looks like it's a go. And if all goes well, y'all gonna love this story. Y'all gonna enjoy this story. Just make sure y'all come back at 7 o'clock p.m. tonight, Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come back and check out Philly Talk. Y'all gonna love this story. What's up, Eric? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Just for real. How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Believe me, we're doing a lot of amazing things on the OG Network. The other thing is Top to Bottom Wednesdays. Make sure y'all check that out. As a company, they make hair care, skincare products, and they make candles. And we support what they're doing and how they're doing on the OG Network. So every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. they get a slot where they come in and they basically, sometimes they're live, sometimes they show a video of some stuff that they have already pre-recorded. But if you ever have any questions about hair care products, skincare products that they make, or just hair care and skincare issues, you can always reach out to them through the chat and they'll get back to you. But yes, I use their product, Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. I use their products and so forth. But if you want to check out their products, make sure y'all go to Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. And when I do my lives, sometimes the other way, their commercials are there. So if you go through my channel, you'll be able to find out exactly who they are. Make sure y'all hitting the like button, subscribe button, and that's real talk. The other thing that we does on the OG Network is Fire on Fridays. We just started that show. That's going pretty good. Hopefully we get a chance to get Justice Runs on Diesel in. He did come in on Fracking Show, and it was fun. It was fun having him there. It was fun having Chopper there. We had a good time. We had fun, and having him on that show wasn't planned, but it was glad that he showed up. And he just filtered right in as if he was family. I mean, that's the way we like it. So check out all of the different things that we're doing on the OG Network, and you're gonna enjoy this. You enjoy this. You know what I mean? So, with that said, trying to get those things out the way, and there are other things that we're working on in the background for this channel. So if you like and subscribe to the channel, you're gonna get more than just me talking about some of the politics, me just talking about money. I am changing some things up on my channel, and I understand most people like to talk about politics and the TDS syndrome that just never goes away. But I didn't want my channel to be centered solely around that. And I wanted to offer people from this channel a variety of things. And that's why I started changing a lot of things that are going on in my channel. So if you like and subscribe to the channel, you're going to get a variety of things. I am going to start leaning more towards talking about money, talking about investing, because that's something that's near and dear to my heart. So you're going to see a lot of things that are changing, slightly changing as I do my channel. And yes, there will always be some level of politics going on, because my life, our lives, our money, our livelihood in the United States of America is affected by politics. So we have to always have that in there. But I am definitely changing some things around, if you haven't already noticed, for those that subscribe to the channel. Not that I changed my stance on who I voted for, because I still 100% stand behind Trump and what he's doing, and I like what he's doing. And that was my personal choice to stand behind him. But at the end of the day, he's there. So it's not a campaign for him to win the presidency no more, because he won already. But so far, I'm happy with the job that he's doing. I'm happy with the direction things are going. Is he going to get it the right 100%? No, but that is what it is. But let's get into the show. Likes and dislikes. And usually I go in here and I try to talk about what I like. I try to talk about, sometimes I say what I dislike. But I'm going to tell y'all what I do like. I like trying to make money. And it's not so much for me to get rich. It's because I like the process of trying. Like, this is, I have the same mentality, y'all, when it comes to traveling. I have the same mentality when it comes to traveling, right? And, and my thing is this, see, they already started with the master coon. Your mother's a master coon. I'm not being polite no more to people like that. I used to try to be sensitive, like, your mother's a master coon, whatever. When it comes to that, I love to invest. That's something. And just like traveling, I like the journey. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I like the journey more than the destination. The reason why I like the journey, because once you hit the destination, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I like the destination. I mean, I prefer the journey over the destination. Yeah, where we going? Okay, cool. But the journey is where I get to see things, the variety of things. Sometimes I don't even like taking the highway. I'd rather take the scenic routes off the road, highways and stuff, so I can see stores, different places. Try to stop at a restaurant that, not a well-known restaurant, but somebody, just a mom and pop restaurant, kind of get a taste of the food there. That's me. I mean, it doesn't mean that other people have to be that way. That's just the way I am. I like that. So for me, what I like is, that's why I like investing. It's not so much to try to to get rich. If that happens, that's great. I ain't rich. I ain't close to it. But the process of investing, you know what I mean? The challenge of your mind, trying to figure out what's the next, what's a good investment, looking up the company's financials, trying to get a better perspective of what's going on, how it's going on. And then that's the reason why you have to pay attention to politics too, is because it's going to affect your livelihood. And people, when I hear people say, "Oh, it don't affect me," you listen, I'm trying to tell you. I hear what people say that, but the reality of it is, it does. It does. So you say you start with investing in education. So you telling me America hasn't been investing in education all this time? So where's the money going? So you say, I agree with you. We should invest in education, right? But America spends a ton of money in education. And I'm going to tell you right now, if we keep producing what we're producing in the educational system right now, I say don't invest in it at all. Find another way. Islam is not the truth. Jesus Christ is the truth. There is no other truth than that to me. Now, you can serve Islam all you want to, but I can guarantee you 100%. If you ain't serving Christ, you go to hell. That's it. There is no other option for you. I mean, you can stick with Islam all you want to, but I'm telling you real talk, that if you haven't given your life to Jesus Christ, if you haven't obtained the perfect sacrifice through his blood, unfortunately, there is no hope for you. I ain't trying to be I'm not trying to be polite no more. That's it. It is what it is, what it is. Oh, I don't need to invest in my own education. I'm doing well. I could be dumb. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather be rich and wealthy and stupid, but still have it, where people can solve stupid? Or would you rather be educated in debt and owe all of this dumb people money? Would you rather be financially well off, stupid, and don't owe nobody nothing? Or would you be rather well educated, owe all this money to all of these people, and they're the dumb ones? They don't have the education that you're paying for. Yeah, I thought so. Cheers for real. God bless you too. God bless you too. And yes, Jesus is King. See, the thing about it is, T, I do educate myself. That's the whole point. The whole point is, actually, y'all think only education comes through a school system. Educating yourself don't need to come through school. That's the whole point. You make a choice whether you want to mentally educate yourself on your experiences, other people's experiences, and also school. See, education is not limited to what people teach you. It's what you're willing to learn. And if you put the time, if I walk by a mechanic every day and I don't stop to learn about the mechanic and about the car, then that was an education. He was willing to teach it, but I'm not willing to take the education that he's willing to give to me, right? Then that's my fault because I wasn't willing to learn from him. So that was an opportunity to get education, but guess what? I didn't take advantage of it. Is the earth round? In my opinion, yeah. Because everything else has a round cycle system. We're talking about children. So my thing is this: who's responsible for educating the children? I'm going to ask you that. When you have a kid, who's responsible for educating your children? Who's responsible for it? Tweet Y 6069. Who's responsible for educating your children? Since you said I'm a fraud, who's responsible for educating your children? Exactly. That's where it caught. No one was my parents, first of all, was responsible for my education. And as I got old enough and intelligent enough and smart enough, it was on me. That's it. Now they could have let the school educate me. They could have let me learn from other stuff. But at the end of the day, it's my parents' fault. That's where it starts at, with my parents. And then it's up to me. Now, if I go to school every day and I don't get nothing out of school, that ain't the school fault. That's mine. Because listen, parents and all of these people that's working every day pay taxes that goes into the school system. So it's not like the school system don't have the ability to teach. The school system have the ability to teach. It's up to you whether you want to learn it. If the school was teaching something and I didn't get it out of school, that was on me. That ain't the school fault. That's mine. Now, how they teach and what they teach is on the school. That's the difference. So if the school is teaching you about how to build cars and you come out of school and you don't know how to build cars, that was your fault. But if they're not teaching how to build cars and they're teaching you how to sexualize yourself and you come out there horny and wet, that's the school fault. And it's your parents' fault for leaving you there. Oh, now I'm talking about both sides of my mouth. No, I'm not. See, the problem is, for someone who seems to be so intellectually sound, that should make sense to you. You talking about education and that don't make sense to you, then something's off with you. That means that you don't even believe in holding yourself accountable for what you know and don't know. You think somebody else is supposed to be responsible for it. See, I'm not holding somebody else accountable for it. There's things that I know and there's things I don't know. The stuff that I don't know, guess whose fault that is? It's mine. But guess what? There's enough information out there that if I really wanted to know it, I can go find it out. See, you stuck on a piece of paper. I'm not. Oh, I got a degree in this. I got a degree in that. I don't have a degree in anything. And I don't want one. Because I found out I didn't need it. See, that's what they sold you. And you bought into it. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with having a degree. That's a beautiful thing. If you put the time and effort in it, great. I'm just talking about me right now. That's what they sold a lot of people. They got degrees and stuff that nobody's willing to pay for. Listen, it is the children. If you got children that don't listen, and the parents are enforcing that because they too busy of not parenting no more, again, it's on the parent. But at some point, when the child gets old enough and his comprehension comes in, it begins to start to be on you. And I did not say nothing about grown. See, because here's the thing. My parents is only responsible to a certain point. See, there was some point when I got old enough and I could speak and my vocabulary got better, my intellect got better, it be starting to be on me too. And I'm not holding my parents accountable for what I wasn't willing to learn, but it starts out with the parents trying to raise you right. But a lot of these parents don't want to do that no more. And I get it. Whatever. They don't want to be a part. They want to let the kids learn by the computers and everything they got in their hand. They're not willing to sit down and actually teach, encourage them to want to learn. I get it. They just don't. See, when you have a hunger and a thirst for knowledge, you'll seek it out and you'll obtain it. But if you don't, you're just going to be a victim to it. And that's my hope. You're going to end up being a victim to it. And I don't have nothing against the school system. Now, there's a lot of stuff that the school's been teaching that I disagree with. I think that the kids should be learning the basic and they should be financially literate. And yes, I agree. A lot of these kids are coming out of school and they don't know nothing. But I can't 100% blame that on the school. The United States of America funnels a whole lot of money into the educational system. And they've been doing it for years. And if you're not producing well-educated, well-rounded kids out of school, then why would I keep funneling money to that? Something is off. Something needs to change. It's like keep putting money into a broken down car that just keeps breaking down and is never going to get better. At some point, you either going to have to dismantle that car, restore it totally, or just get rid of the car and get a new one. It's the same thing with the educational system. I watch what comes out of there. And I'm going to be honest with you. They're failing horribly. And I'm not saying all of them. But if I was a kid growing up in this situation, and if you actually put the time in to educate yourself and become smart and wise, you would outpace a lot of these kids nowadays because they're not even interested. A lot of these kids, they're not even interested. And if you're a person, if you put the time in, you're going to run circles around them because there's going to be a whole lack of competition. Why? Because they're not even putting the effort into it. They pick up the cell phone and that's it. Pick up the cell phone and that's it. Okay, I'll Google it. And see, what that's doing is making them lazy. They'll Google it how to fix it, but still have to pay somebody else to do it just so they can get an idea how to do it. You still got to pay somebody because you are willing to put the time in to learn how to do it yourself. You rarely see people working on their cars like you used to. And I agree with you on some of that is by design. I agree with you 100%. There is a lot of that's by design, but guess what? You don't have to partake in that. Here's my point to that. Here's my point. People start talking about, oh, well, grocery and stuff is high. All right, well, grow your own groceries. Grow your own food. Raise your own food. Raise your own chickens. Oh, well, right. You see my point? But if I could be the one to control all the resources, I'm going to be the one that benefit from it the most. If I control all the resources, I'm going to be the one to benefit the most. And this is exactly why I invest in the stock market like I do. You're right. You're absolutely right. And this is exactly why I invest the way I do. Because every single person You're going to be a victim to the system or you're not. That's it. We can sit here and make a what's up, my brother out the pit. How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. We can sit here and argue all day long. You're either going to be a victim to the system or you're not. That's 100%. So my thing is this. Here's my point to that. I can have a live and have 1,000. I've had lives where I've had 400 or 500 people on my lives, right? Kid you not. Kid you not. You know what they was all interested in? Drama and arguing back and forth. Drama. Arguing back and forth. But I can do the very same live and start talking about financial literacy. And you know what ends up happening? They stay for 2 seconds and they run. They stay for 3 seconds and they run. Why? Because there's not enough drama there. Because it ain't appealing to their emotions and their feelings. Oh, now you're actually requiring me to be intellectually now. So this is my point. I don't feel sorry for people like that. Listen, if I don't feel sorry for them. You want to be that way. You want to be. I could have a live on a Friday and talk about money and investing and stuff like that, and they will still come in because they want the drama. And the minute they find out it ain't no drama there, and ain't no arguing back and forth for drama, they bail out. Why? It's the same thing with television. Most of the people that watch TV watch drama. I listen to what they talk about. Oh, man, you seen Power the other day? Drama. Every time I hear them talk about a show, I hear them talk about drama. So, of course, if you're feeding drama, that's what you're going to gravitate to. But I never walk up on a conversation and hear them say, man, you know, I invested yesterday, man. You see what the stock market did yesterday? Nope. Yo, man, I found out this. Did you hear about the real estate market yesterday? Nope. I don't hear those type of conversations. I hear drama. So people get what they want. They like drama. They gravitate to drama, and that's the results of it. That's what they like. Even when you come to my lives, you see it. It'd be the drama that they want. If I start talking about anything else and it ain't about drama, they don't even want to hear it. So it's cool. That's why I don't even get mad. I don't care. That's cool. That's it. They don't want solid information. They want drama. So you give it to them. You feed it to them. That's why the movie industry do so well. They sell you drama. What's up, Derek? How you doing? So we get mad at somebody who sold you what you wanted. They get mad at somebody who sold you what you wanted. See, if the movie theater made it something educational, most people are not going to want to go. But they make some drama or some action and drama and stuff like that. They run to the movie theaters, spend all of their money, and they get mad because the movie companies are making a bunch of money because Hollywood is rich. Meanwhile, y'all the ones made them rich. That's why I had a conversation. It was like, oh, man, you know, food prices are high. I said they high because we stopped spending money with all these different places. We're giving them the leverage that they're looking for. If everybody starts, all grocery stores went out of business, and the only thing was left was Walmart, they get to dictate what the price is going to be at that point. Because everybody started running to Walmart. That's not Walmart's fault. That's your fault as a consumer. That's your fault as a consumer. You gave them the power because you keep spending money with them. Same thing with Amazon. You're giving them the power when you keep spending money with them. But the more you spread your money out and the more you support other businesses, now everybody has to compete for your dollar. The more they have to compete, the more they have to lower prices. This is the reason why a lot of people, I hear them complaining, but y'all still doing the same thing. See, this is the thing about when it comes to conservatives that I respect the most of. When they turn around and do something uniform, like when they had this whole situation with Cracker Barrel, they said, okay, stop buying. What did Cracker Barrel do? Reverse course. Budweiser, stop buying. What did they do? Reverse course. Why? Because at the end of the day, the consumer is the one that has the power. If I stop spending money with you, guess what's going to happen? You either going to have to lower your price or go out of business. That's it. But we as consumers don't realize the power that we have. We give the power to them when we stop spending with mom and pop and we go to all these places, we giving them the power. And they get mad when they own you. What's up, a world away from here? How you doing? God bless you. Joyce, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it very, 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 very much. I'm not going to be here long. I promised y'all I wasn't going to be here long. I just wanted to get in and say what's up, kind of verse my, try to keep my show going, which is likes and dislikes. And for me personally, that's why I love investing. That's why I love investing, because I love the excitement of possibility to see if I can find a strategy, a way for me to improve my life financially. That's why I love it. I mean, so if there's anything that I'm talking about on this like and dislike, even though I didn't even title the video, I like trying to make money. I might end up rich one day. I'm not even close to it, but I might end up rich one day. But I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to always be the journey that I'm going to enjoy. They're like, oh man, you got a lot of money. I'm like, man, but the journey, man, it's the journey that was exciting for me. Not so much the outcome. Bobby Hill, we can bang out, but I have no idea what you're talking about. I stand for a whole lot, but for me, it's the journey. It's always the journey, man. And if you really look back at your life, if you think about all of the journeys, once you got to the destination, it was over with. That's why I don't get upset and I don't get bent out of shape when things don't go my way. That's like, okay, another challenge, another way for me to see how good God really is. That's why I embrace when things go wrong. I kind of embrace it because I get a chance to see the hand of God again. I get a chance to see God move in a way that I might have not seen him move before. So that's why I love it. So when people start talking about, oh, I got this problem, it's your attitude and the problem that's caused that is why you still there. It's your attitude is what God is usually trying to change, is your reaction to the problem. You get bent out of shape, you get mad, you start throwing these tantrums, you start throwing all these fits. I'll be like, okay, God, yeah, this went wrong, but let's see how this is going to work out. Because I know in God's word it says all things work together for the good that love God. And I get to see it. I get to see the Bible take place in real life form every single time things go wrong, because I see it work out in my own life. I see it. I see the Bible literally take place in my own life over and over and over again. That's why when you hear people say God never let you down, God never failed you, this is the reason why, because they experienced it over and over. They've seen the hand of God move in their life over and over and over. And that's why I've embraced the journey more than I embrace the destination now, because I get to see God's hand more through the journey. And then once we get to the destination, then just say, okay, God, what's next? What's up, Tori? How you doing? That is a very American looking background. Yes. And yes, because I love my country. Number two, just so you understand that all of my uncles and most of the men in my family, that's an honor for them too, because they all served in the military on some level of capacity. I personally never did, but that's what that represents, is my family members who served in the military, my friends who served in the military, and also my country. So it represents a whole lot. And when it comes to me, do you love your government? I ain't going to say I love my government. Listen, I love my country. Let me put it to you that way. I love my country. I don't trust government that enough to say that I love. I love God. That's it. And I look for God to direct my path on who I support and who I don't. And for the most part, I'm not going to sit there and say I love my government, because I don't like a lot of the stuff that government do. But I tell you this much. I love the path that I see government is going in right now as it relates to the Trump administration. Whether people like it or not, I don't care. I 100% so far up to this point, 100% agree with what Trump is doing as a president right now. And the part, here's a thought before I get off of here that ran through my mind earlier. I said, Trump has accomplished so much in 1 year. And I'm going to get ready to get off here, but I want y'all to understand where I'm going with this. I just want y'all to hear this part. Started to make me wonder, what was all of these presidents doing for the 4 and 8 years that they've been in office Because I watched this dude do so much in such a short time. What was y'all doing? Like, I almost feel like they were just getting paid to do nothing. If this man could do this much work and this much effort right now in a year's time, and he's not even getting paid for it because he's not taking the paycheck, he's donating it. What was all these other presidents doing for the 4 and 8 years that they was in office? This is just puzzling to me now. Our country is not struggling with inflation. Let me explain something to you, Tori. If the country was struggling with inflation, the Federal Reserve right now will be increasing interest rates. See, when the country was having an inflation problem, that's why the Feds raised the interest rates, because they had to get control of inflation. That is the one tool that the Federal Reserve have to control inflation, is to raise interest rates. To force these banks and all this other stuff and these businesses that when they loan money, they got to drain the economy of money. Why? That's what caused inflation. That has nothing to do with right now. We don't have an inflation problem. Yes, inflation will fluctuate. Yes, cost of things will go up and they will go down. But we do not have an inflation problem. If you look at people's pay scale that are working, their pay scale is actually outpacing the increase in inflation. Yeah, and out the pit, I got to agree with you. 100% too, bro. Like and this is rather, I don't care about what side you on. This is like, what were they doing? Yes, I agree. And Joyce, I agree with you 100%. I agree with Tone. I think everybody in office should have term limits. I'm in any political state, I think they need to have term limits. It needs to be done. And my thing is this. Let me explain something to you. This is where, but I'm going to get back to the inflation part. Tori, I want to get back to the inflation part. This is the reason why investing is so essential. You understand what I'm saying? I want you to hear what I'm saying. If you don't already know this, believe me when I tell you, I'm getting ready to tell you, this is how you deal with that. I knew 100% what was coming. When I seen the government going and doing all that spending under Joe Biden, when all that money was flowing out, I told everybody that I know, y'all don't understand what's about to happen. It's about to get real. Listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's about to get real. I knew when Joe Biden and the administration, they were just spending and spending and spending and spending. I said, y'all don't understand. This is going to be bad. I said it to my kids and anybody that was around me. I said, you better hold on to some money. You need to start investing now. You need to prepare yourself now because it's going to get expensive. Nobody listened to me. Guess who listened to me? Me, I listened to me. Guess what I'm not struggling with? Finances. Now, I'm not telling you I'm rich, but I'm trying to tell you that I kept investing. I kept focused. And guess what? My income is always outpacing inflation because I always have more coming in than what's going out. That's it. This is nothing complicated about that. I always have more coming in than what's going out. Now, understand this. This is the reason why Trump is doing it the way he's doing it. He's trying to increase the economy, to increase it, to by far bring in more revenue so that you can pay down the national debt. Why? Because if you outpace it, you got more coming in than what's going out. That's the same way you treat your own life. You make sure that you maximize the things that brings you money. And you minimize the things that cost you money. You invest your money to make sure you outpace inflation. Because there is a certain part of inflation that is filtered into the economy. If you outpace that, guess what? You'll always be okay. Maximize your assets, minimize your liabilities. That's all you got to do. And it ain't even that complicated. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate y'all very, very much. I got a little bit of change to invest. Right? Listen, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do with your money. But the one place I always say to people that ask me that question, I start with JPST. That's it. Until you figure it out, JPST is my number one move. Why? Because it doesn't do a whole lot of this. But it does pay out a level of dividend every single month. And then you go filter in because there's a whole lot of moving parts with the stock market that you had to educate yourself on. So I never tell people what to do with their money, as I'm not a financial advisor to give them that. But if someone says it to me, that's what I do. I store my money in JPST, and every time I see the stock market crashing and stuff like that, I look for other investments, and I got my money in everything. The second thing I always say is this: invest money where you see people spend money. I usually start, and I always start with dividend stocks. Companies that are solid, that pay out a form of dividend, that's where I start. That's where I start. And I don't go heavy, and I don't go with a lot of money. Listen, I started out with literally $200. That's what I had to work with. When I first started doing this myself, I had $200, and that was probably about 7-8 years ago. Diversified to the extreme, and it's what I do. Should you buy physical gold? I personally don't have physical gold, but I think gold is a good investment. I have money invested into stocks that are gold, like mining for gold and stuff like that, but I don't have no physical form of gold. But if that's the route you want to go, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I know people that own silver, and I know people that own gold, and the value of their gold have definitely increased by extreme amounts. So I agree with, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I just personally didn't do it. I stick to what I know. And what I know is investing in dividend stocks. So that's why I stick to what I know. But the other thing is, it's fun for me. Like, honestly, it is really, really fun for me. I know that might sound weird to people, but it's fun for me, and I enjoy it. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. But just so y'all understand, tonight, again at 7 o'clock, Courtman, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. On Philly Talk, which is a show that we're on. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, the real one. The one thing I always tell people is, listen, and when I start talking about invest, I tell people start out with $1. Put $1. I started out, I had $200. I found 200 companies that paid dividends that I knew of, like Campbell Soup. I'm not saying invest in Campbell. I'm just giving you an idea. Walmart, Target, Campbell Soup, Kellogg Cereal, Ford Motor Company, Target. That's what I did. And I put $1 in every single one of these excuse me. And I ended up with 200 companies in my portfolio off of that $200. And every time I got another $1 or $2, I look for a way to invest it. I turned my portfolio on to total return. Total return just told me what I was making money off and what I was losing money on. Anything I was in the red with, I just put more money. Another $1 here, another $1 there. And I've been doing that over the years. Now, I don't have to take no more money out of my pocket to invest because I get so much money and dividends on a regular basis. All I do now is recycle the money back in. I don't have it set on automatic reinvesting. I don't do that. I take the money, let it sit in my portfolio, and when I see opportunity to invest that money out, I go fish the money out into either the same companies or the other ones, the ones that I see myself in the red with. Yeah, you can, what they call fractional shares. You know, if you got Robinhood or Cash App or something like that, you don't have to buy the whole share. You can actually put $1 in. But the real one, when you get a chance to, make sure you show up Friday. Fridays around this time, around 10 o'clock, is where I do my investing, and I talk more on that. So if you get a chance, the real one, come in on Friday, because I really talk about investing. I talk about what I'm going to do, like what I'm going to buy and stuff like that. So if you get a chance, the real one, come in on Friday, and it'll help you. Probably going to help you a little bit more. You know what I mean? And if you're not sure, I always tell people what I'm investing in, what I'm looking at, and it might give you a little bit of it might help you a little bit. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, make sure y'all check out tonight at 7 o'clock on Philly Talk. We got a guest coming in on Philly Talk. It's gonna be a nice one. It's gonna be a great one. Enjoy it. Again, for those that are on the live, when you come in at 7 o'clock, please read the room. It's not about the politics. It's not about this, not about that. This is about showcasing somebody that has that has done really well, came out of the city of Philadelphia and is doing amazing things. So please read the room. Try to be respectful when you come in and let the person tell their story. That's what that's about. You know what I mean? And that's it. And then also check out top to bottom. Wednesdays, which is top to bottom hair and skincare product for those that are looking for hair care products, skincare products. This is a company that I stand with and stand by and collab with on a regular basis. They make hair care products, skincare products, and they make wonderful candles. They're definitely in America. They're an American-made company. They do a lot of good stuff. And I use their products on a regular basis. For my hair, I use it for my skin. So for y'all, if you get a chance, please check them out on Wednesdays. They sometimes they're live, but sometimes they actually have to do a pre-recorded video because for whatever reason they got business and stuff like that. But they always in the chat if you got questions. So if you come in and you ask questions, they always there. They're just not physically there, and they will answer any question that you have if you reach out to them on that. So if you come in on top to bottom Wednesday, which is at 7:30 p.m. Wednesdays Eastern Standard Time, you can check them out. And we got Fire on Friday that's coming up, which is at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All these are Eastern Standard Time. You get to check out when we get to talk about firearms, people's experience with their firearms and stuff like that. These are shows that we're doing on the OG network, that we're building a network of things and that we're trying to bring a variety of things to this channel. So for those that don't want to lie, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. And make sure y'all check out Sunday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time again. That's when we do our Fracker show. That's when we get in here and we just be acting a fool, joking around, making fun of each other, making fun of people, making fun of people that come in here and try to get trolls and stuff like that. And our thick skin is always going to win. So those are the things that are happening right now on the OG network that we have coming. We're going to be adding more. This is going to be one of the best YouTube channels on the planet. That's just my opinion. Y'all ain't got to agree with me. But that's just that's where I'm going with it. I want to bring more entertainment to this page than just y'all watching me go on there, go on and on. But with that said, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. But I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Every single one of y'all have a blessed, wonderful day, and always keep God first. And don't forget that Jesus Christ saved, and we all need him. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here.